Serena as the game just momentarily starting here. We've had a lot of rain this morning as the first pitch by Carly Huss on its way. And it's going to be a call strike on the outside corner to Gina Long, the junior second baseman. Again, the rain has forced this game to be played on the secondary field here, not Mizuno Field, where they play the other three games, hopefully, as weather permitting. And the next pitch by the left-hander on its way for a ball to count 1-1. Again, United comes in with a record of 30-6, and a record for Serena coming in this third place game at 20-13 on the season. We'll take a look at how they did yesterday after this pitch by Carly Husta Jr. and a swing and a miss, and the count goes 0-2 on Gina Long. Again, these two teams got into the third place matchup after losing yesterday in the semifinals. Cobden defeated Alexis United 10-2, and it was Lebanon a winner over Serena 22-2 in 5 innings. Now the 1-2 pitch is fouled out back to the screen out of play, and the count remains 1-2 on Gina Long. So again, the United club with head coach Gary Eiler in his 6th year, and Serena again coming in with a record, as I mentioned, 20-13. Kelly Baker in her 8th year as head coach for that club. Now the 1-2 pitch on its way. High pop right side of the infield. Colleen Murphy calling for it and makes the catch at second base, 1 away. So Gina Long pops up to the second baseman, 1 out in the inning. Again, it's been raining off and on throughout the morning here. We had some heavier thunderstorms last night and earlier this morning. The field is in pretty good shape. The main field, Mizuno Field, where they'll play the championship game in 1A, and then the third place and championship games in 2A. Once again, that is covered right now. So the first pitch is a ball to Summer Foster, senior second baseman, to count 1-0. Right now, they still plan to play that championship game in Class 1A between Cobden, 32-4, and Lebanon at 35-4 at noon, as the next pitch is high for a ball at noon. Talked with Matt Trohoff from the IHSA, so that's still the schedule at noontime. And that is scheduled still to be played at Mizuno Field. Looks like this going to be a break in the weather, at least by mid-afternoon, hopefully. Now the 2-0 pitch to Foster on its way. That's going to be a little low for a ball, and the count goes to 3-0. By the way, your 3 umpires for this third place game, and they've once again worked the entire tournament here, 1 game in each session. And again, working the action as the pitch is a ball on the ball 4. And that'll send Summer Foster once again to first base. So working this third place game, Don Christ is working the plate. Down out of Morton, Dominic Nicosia is working first base from Chicago Ridge. And working at third base today in this third place game. The first pitch is a cross strike to Caitlin Winkler. And the count goes 0-1. Dennis Price working at third base, and Dennis is from Pekin. So the count is 0-1, and Caitlin Winkler with 1 out here in this third place game. There's a line drive to center field coming in quickly, and Bass, the center fielder for Peterson, it will go all the way to the fence. There goes a runner going to third, and stopping at second will be Winkler. That'll be a double. Caitlin Winkler once again hits a double as it fell right in front of Calissa Peterson that time and went under her glove, and then rolled all the way almost to a warning track out there near the fence. And again, it'll be first and third now for this United club, known as Alexis United, but if you're a local fan, just known as United. So it's second and third and 1 out, and that'll bring up Katie Bertelsen. Bertelsen, the top pitcher on this squad, is throwing again here today as the first pitch by Huss on its way, and it's off speed a little high for a ball. The count is 1-0. Bertelsen, by the way, comes in hitting at .420 on the season. No home runs, had 24 RBI, picked up 1 yesterday. United had won 7 in a row prior to yesterday's loss to Cobden. Now next pitch, ground ball right back to the pitcher. Huss now's got to play at the plate. The throw is going to be in time. It's out at home as Foster trying to come in on that ground ball. So 2 outs in the inning. Winkler goes to third. That'll be a fielder's choice for Bertelsen, who's at first base with 2 outs, and then it'll leave it up to Rachel Kenny, the junior shortstop, to try to keep things going here for United. So 2 outs in the inning. Again, your schedule today, we mentioned the championship game at noon between Cobden and Lebanon. Then the Class 4A, well, not 4A, excuse me, but the 2A will finish out the day of action with the third place game at 4:30 between Alton Marquette and Morrison, and then the championship game at 7 between Coal City and Johnston City. Right now, all 3 of those games are scheduled on time and scheduled to be played at Mizuno Field, where they were playing yesterday. This is a game where they had to keep that tarp on because it is raining now. They want to keep that field in good shape the rest of the day, and they're playing on the secondary field where they played third-place games before. First and third, 2 outs. There goes the runner down to second. No play on Bertelson that time, and the count goes to 1-0 on Rachel Kenny. Kenny again comes in hitting at .364, 2 home runs and 24 RBI. Second and third, and 2 outs on this Saturday morning in East Peoria. Now the 1-0 pitch on its way high for a ball, and the count goes to 2-0. Jeff Leone along with you as you're watching the IHSA TV. Glad you'd be with us here over the weekend of games yesterday and, of course, today. Count 2-0 on Kenny with Augusta Chandler on deck. Now Carly Huss, a record of 17-10 to lefty for Serena, brings it home and a little high for a ball, and the count goes to 3-0 now, and Kenny first base is open with Winkler at third base and Bertelson is at second. Dimensions all the way around, down the left field, right field line, and straightaway center field at 200 feet. Now Huss looks in, gets her sign for Megan Gunyer. Now the next pitch on his way is high for a ball. Gunyer, I should say. And that's a ball 4 with Kenny going to first base. So that bases are loaded now, and that'll bring up Augusta Chandler, the junior first baseman. Chandler hitting at .264 with no home runs with 27 RBI. So bases loaded here for United in the first inning with 2 outs against Carly Huss. And the first pitch to Chandler on its way high for a ball. Tough first inning yesterday for Carly Huss when they had to take on a very good Lebanon team. She gave up 9 runs in that first inning. Lebanon set a number of offensive records in that game, including hits at 22 and runs at 22. 1-0 count on Chandler. Next pitch on its way. There's a line drive, short left field coming in and falling in for a base hit. 1 run is in. They're going to hold the runner at third base, and it'll be an RBI single by Chandler that time. So Chandler with the base hit to get the first run on the scoreboard for United. They lead it 1-0. Going to third base on the play with Bertelson, and stopping at second is Kenny, and an RBI single given that time to Chandler. Katie Kaywood will be your left fielder coming up to the plate, a junior. And again, the rain has stopped, or kind of a light drizzle at times, and that's it right now here in East Peoria. First pitch low for a ball. We're hoping that's all we get here until maybe about 10 o'clock here tonight to get the rest of the games in here. Katie Kaywood, junior left fielder, batting 7th in the lineup here today for Gary Eiler. Next pitch on its way, swing and foul tip back to the screen. The count goes even at 1-1. For United, this is their 3rd appearance at the state tournament. The last 2 years, you remember, they were in the championship game, lost both games to Cobden. Serena making their first tournament appearance as a team in any sport. And again, congratulations to the, once again, Huskers of Serena out of the Little 10. 1-1 count on Kaywood. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Next pitch on its way, and it's a little high for a ball. And the count goes to 2-1. Alex Fell is on deck for United, trying to get it big in this third place game with a 1-0 lead already. Next pitch on its way, a little low for a ball, and the count goes to 3-1 now on Kaywood. We're scheduled a ton of games here at this complex today with some sectional baseball tournament games, 3 and 4. Apparently those aren't going to be going on today because of the rain. Count 3-1 now, and Kaywood with the bases loaded. Next pitch on its way, and that is taking a strike. Count full at 3-2. Well, good crowd here for both Serena and also United, trying to root their team on to a third place finish. And again, only 2 teams end with victories, and this could be one of them, obviously. Now the payoff pitch on its way, line drive. That's going to be over the head of the shortstop for a base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes another one racing around third, and it's 3-0 United. A 2-run single by Katie Kaywood that time, just out of the reach of Katie Huss, the shortstop. She went high, but she was maybe about an inch away from making that catch. But 2 runs come in on the 2-run single by Kaywood, and Alex Fell will step to the plate. So United has hit Serena with a 3 spot here in the first inning. So the first inning has not been friendly for Serena in this tournament. 9 yesterday and already 3 today. Next pitch on its way, ground ball, third baseman backhand, steps on the bag. Nice play that time by the third baseman Castelli. And the fielder's choice as Fell is out as they get the runner once again going to third for the 3rd out in the inning. But again, United hits him with a 3 spot here in the first inning. 3 runs on a total of 3 hits. There are no errors and 1 left on base. After a half inning of play, your score, it is United 3 and Serena nothing. You're listening and watching once again the third place game of the Class 2A State Softball Tournament on the IHSA TV. Katie House, a junior shortstop, leads off here for Serena. Takes the first pitch high for a ball from Katie Bertelsen, the junior right-hander. Next pitch on its way, breaking pitch, and got it in there for a strike. The count even 1-1. Bertelsen, a record of 28-6 coming in, headed for Southern Illinois in a couple years with the Salukis. Next pitch on its way, line drive, pull foul, almost hit head coach Kelly Baker that time in the third base box. And she's got a smile on her face, and the count goes to 1-2. That's all she needs to do, get hit with a line drive in the last game of the season. Serena 20-13 on the year. That was pulled and, as I say, yanked foul that time by Katie Haas. Her sister Carly will be on deck. And the next pitch by Bertelsen on its way, and it's going to be a call, strike 3, 1 away. Got the outside corner, 1 out in the inning. First strikeout by Bertelsen in the ball game, and Carly Huss now steps to the batter's box. Carly on the year hitting at .444, a couple home runs and 28 RBI to 28 RBI, leading Serena this year. A left-handed hitter, and of course, Serena gets the first place, if it is ever given out, to the most colorful socks in the tournament, as they go with those tie-dye red and green. One, of course, on each leg, the different colors of the players they have. And the count 0-1 now on Carly Huss, with Kalissa Peterson is on deck. 1 out, nobody on, 3-0 United here in the first. Next pitch on its way, swing and a miss. Count 1-2 as you're listening to the third place game of the, and watching the TV here from the IHSA from the Class 2A State Softball Tournament. 1-2 count on Huss. Next pitch on its way, outside for a ball. The count goes even at 2-2. Got all the action here today with the IHSA TV championship game coming up at noon. Again, that'll feature Cobden, the two-time defending champs, at 32-4 against Lebanon at 35-4. Next pitch, chopper right back to the mound. Bertelsen makes the catch and throws widely that time. And that'll be an error as it gets by the first baseman, Chandler. So an error charge to the pitcher that time, Katie Bertelsen, as she threw wide at that time to first base to Chandler. She had enough time to get the runner, but just a bad throw. You never know, that ball may have slipped out of her hands, and that brings up now Kalissa Peterson. Peterson comes in hitting at .276, 1 home run and 10 RBI for the junior center fielder. Bertelsen now looks in, gets her sign from Summer Foster, the catcher. First pitch is fouled off. Again, defensively for United, Katie Kaywood is out in left field, Megan Patterson in center, and Caitlin Winkler in right. Alex Fell at third, Rachel Kenny at short, Gina Long at second, Augusta Chandler first, the battery of Katie Bertelsen and Summer Foster. Number 3 hitter now, Kalissa Peterson, steps in for Serena, takes the pitch, didn't go around, and the count goes even at 1-1. She'll be followed by Bernadine Liana. Batting 5th will be Colleen Murphy, 6th will be Abby Maurer, 7th Jazzy Castelli. 8th will be Kendra Norman as the foul ball hit that time by Peterson back to the screen. The count goes 1-2, and Megan Gannier will bat 9th. The flex player today is the freshman left fielder Colleen Smith, batting for, or make that playing for Abby Maurer, who's the designated player. Count 1-2 on Peterson. Next pitch by Bertelsen is a little bit inside for a ball. And the count goes even at 2-2. 1 on, 1 out here for Serena, bottom of the first inning. You're watching the third place game from the Class 2A Girls State Tournament from East Peoria at center field. We're playing on the secondary field this ball game. Next pitch grounded foul due to the weather we had. They'll be moving over to the main diamond, the Mizuno field here at Eastside Center for the championship game, which is scheduled to start at noon, and then the third place and championship games at 4:30 and 7 in Class 2A. Right now, those all are scheduled on time. Again, the rain has stopped here in East Peoria, and we're hoping we get a break a little bit here with the showers. No thunder as of yet this morning. Now the 2-2 pitch. A little bit low, and the count goes full now, 3-2. Take a look at some other championship games and third place games coming up here around the state in the IHSA scene. Full count now on Peterson. Bertelsen's next pitch on its way. Got it. Swinging a miss. There goes the runner down to second. Delayed steal. She's going to be safe. They missed a tag. Kenny missed a tag. Sliding around was Huss that time as she slid around the tag. It's a stolen base. Peterson is out for the second out in the inning, second strikeout, and that'll bring up Bernadine Leanna for Serena. Leanna on the season hitting at .429, no home runs but 6 RBI to her credit. So a great slide around the tag that time by Carly Huss as he slid on the outside portion of second base and got away from Kenny, who was trying to put the tag on. Now the first pitch on its way. Going to be a call strike, and the count goes 0-1 on Leanna. Leanna, left-handed hitter, junior right fielder for the Serena club. Serena, fairly young club, as they have no seniors in the starting lineup. And next pitch a little low for a ball, and the count 1-1. They got 8 juniors and 1 freshman. Now the next pitch on its way. There's a little pop-up foul, so we may see them back here again next year. A lot of these teams are very young. Cobden very young. Lebanon's got a lot of kids back, so I'm looking at this United team. They got their top pitcher back. And again, they've got 3 seniors in their starting lineup. And a lot of the fans also watching this game, standing up along the fence here as the pitch is a little low for a ball, and the count goes 2-2. Most of these seats along the sides behind the dugout area have been taken up, but again, a lot of the fans watching this game standing up. I guess you can say it's a standing room only crowd watching this third place game. Next pitch, swing and a miss. She struck out the side as Leanna goes down swinging. So in the inning, Serena threatens but does not score. No runs on no hits. There was an error and 1 left on base. 1 inning in the books here for this third place game. As again, your score, United 3 and Serena nothing. You're watching the IHSA TV from East Peoria. We move to the top half of the second inning, third place game in Class 2A state softball action from East Peoria. Jeff Leone along with you as you're watching the IHSA TV. And again, we'll be back with more action next week. And again, you look at those Sox in the center area of the pitching mound, the tie-dye green and red of Serena. And that's not their normal school colors, I can tell you that. Which they're wearing right now, blue, and I believe there's a little yellow out there too. So it's probably something the kids got together, and it's a, as they say, team thing right now for Serena. So leading off will be Megan Patterson, number 9 hitter, sophomore center fielder here for United. Top of the second inning. First pitch is a little low for a ball, and the count goes to 1-0. Patterson, by the way, comes in hitting at .265, no home runs, 7 RBI to her credit. 3-0 United leads it here. We go to the top of the second of our 7-inning girls softball game here. Third place game from East Peoria. Next pitch on its way, a little lower. Broadcasting as, once again, give credit to our crew here, getting the cameras to move over and everything to go from one field to the other. Of course, they're right next to each other, but it's not an easy chore to get everything going from one field to the other. So great job for the guys out there and giving you all the pictures here on the IHSA TV. 2-0 count on Patterson. Now the next pitch to lefty Huss on its way, and it's going to be a little low for a ball, and the count goes to 3-0. Okay. They mentioned that the Sox, once again, are a tribute that Serena has wearing today as the next pitch, a 3-0 pitch to Patterson on its way, a call strike. They mentioned the Sox being worn by Serena is from a girl from the area of Serena, once again from a neighboring school that was killed recently. So once again, that's in honor of that girl. Now the 3-1 pitch on its way, a little high for ball 4. So once again, a walk by Patterson. That'll bring up Gina Long. Long once again popped up to the second baseman Murphy her first time up. So she is once again 0 for 1 in the ball game. So Patterson on at first base with a leadoff walk. Now the next pitch by Long on its way. That's fouled back off to the screen out of play. The count goes to 0-1. Summer Foster will foul. Then comes Caitlin Winkler. Again, the Red Storm of United at 30-6 coming into the ball game this morning in this third place contest. Now the next pitch on its way, a little high for a ball, and the count goes even at 1-1. Their losses against, during the regular season, Rockbridge, Sherrard in 8 innings, Moline, Cuba, and Princeville. Then, of course, yesterday to Cobden, the score at 10-2. Carly Husta Jr. now back into the windup. The 1-1 pitch to Long, popped up in the infield, calling for the second baseman, barely on the grass, and making the catch barely. Also, as Murphy almost fell down a little bit that time. And Murphy made the catch at second, 1 out in the inning, and barely on the outfield grass. That'll bring up Summer Foster, senior, who walked her first time up. Serena, on the other hand, coming in with a 20-13 record on the year. Serena opened up the season with 4 straight losses against Streeter Woodland, Wheaton St. Francis, Wilmington, and Indian Creek. They lost also later in the season to Somonauk, Seneca, Ottawa, Indian Creek again, Newark, Amboy, Coal City twice to finish out the regular season with a doubleheader loss at the high fly down the right field line in foul territory. And making the catch, no, I think she dropped it down there. Leanna had a chance to make the catch but couldn't hold on to it. And the count once again 0-1 on Foster. Then yesterday, of course, they were defeated 22-2 in that 5-inning game against Lebanon. They won, again, only 5 innings. So the count 0-1. We were kind of screened out with the dugout there. We had to wait for the umpire's call, and the umpire said he gave the hands down, saying that no catch that time by the right fielder in Leanna. Now the 0-1 pitch to Foster, going to bunt it, and bunts it down the first base line. It's going to be a tough play, fielded by Huss. Now throw to first base, in time, 2 away. Nice play that time by the pitcher, Carly Huss. Got off the mound and made the play. 1-3 if you're keeping score and watching here today on the Illinois TV. 2 outs. Patterson goes down to second. That'll bring up Caitlin Winkler, who doubled her first time up. We're in the second, and a 3-0 lead by United, leading over Serena in our 3rd place game of the girls Class 2A state softball tournament. Championship game coming up at noon between Lebanon and Cobden. You can also watch it right here on the IHSA TV. First pitch on its way, a little high for a ball to Winkler. The count goes to 1-0. Katie Bertelsen, the pitcher, is on deck. And there are soggy conditions here at East Peoria, but the rain has stopped. Huss now looks in again. Now the 1-0 pitch on its way, high again, and the count goes to 2-0. Again, coming up in Joliet later today, 3rd place game. Downs Tri-Valley taking on Lebanon, the championship game. Goreville and Westminster out of Elgin. The Class 2A later in Joliet. It'll be 3rd place game. Immaculate Conception and Chillicothe, the IVC. Then Tertopolis against unbeaten Harrisburg. Now next pitch fouled off. Count 2-1 now on Winkler. I mentioned I think they're 40-0 coming into that ball game. Unbeaten against T-Town, as they're known as. T-Town known as a good basketball program, obviously, and now in the championship game in 2A baseball. Count 2-1 on Winkler. 2 outs, runner down at second base, and Patterson for United. Next pitch on its way. That's a pop up right side out of play. And the count goes even at 2-2. Also in the girls Class 2A state soccer tournament in Naperville today. 3rd place game, Wheaton Academy against Peoria Notre Dame. St. Viator plays Belleville Althofft in the championship game. And in the 3A tournament, 3rd place St. Charles North and Glenbrook South, and Sandburg and Wabansie Valley in the championship. Fouled off to the left, and the count even at 2-2. Also semifinals and 3rd place in championship games going on at the boys state volleyball tournament in Hoffman Estate. Semifinals today, Manuka against Wheaton Warrenville South, and Maine South and Chicago Marist. The winners, of course, play in the championship game. The teams on the short end play for 3rd place. Next pitch outside for a ball, and the count full now 3-2. Next week here at East Peoria, they'll have the Class 3A and 4A girls state championship tournaments. And the boys 3 and 4A will be back at Joliet. So the bigger schools wrap up the season, as they say, the school year of IHSA sports next season. For this season, I should say. Next pitch fouled off to the right, out of play, and the count remains 2-2 on Winkler. Make that 3-2 on Winkler. Down at second, Patterson. 2 outs here in the top of the 2nd inning. United with a 3-0 lead over Serena. Carly Huss, junior left-hander, 17-10. Now works and fires in the payoff pitch with a line drive in the right field. That's going to go over. Everybody's saying, let me go, and it's gone, a home run. Got in the gap and a home run. She hit that one on a line shot, and Winkler goes deep on a 2-run homer, and it's 5-0 United. Winkler hit in the right field gap that time for her first home run. Correction, 3rd home run on the season. That's her 3rd home run on the season for Caitlin Winkler. So a line drive shot in the right center field that time, and that ball got out of here. And it's now a 5-0 ball game. I was watching the right field, and all of a sudden the right fielder stopped running. I'm thinking, well, that ball may get out, and it did. On a line drive, it is gone for a home run. Caitlin Winkler's 3rd home run of the season, and also giving her now 38 RBI on the season. And now a 5-0 lead by United against Serena. Katie Bertelsen will be your next hitter. Hit into fielder's choice her first time up. That's a line drive into right field, and that's out of the reach of the second baseman, and a base hit that time by Bertelsen with 2 outs in the inning. That is the 2nd hit in the inning and the 5th hit overall in the ball game now for United. Again, United with a 5-0 lead now on that 2-run homer by Caitlin Winkler. That'll bring up now Rachel Kenny, a junior who walked her first time up, scored one of the 3 runs in the first inning by the Red Storm. And they would have a good nickname, the Red Storm, in a day like this where we're going to have off and on weather here with the thunderstorms in the area, they say. Now ground ball, base hit between short and third that time by Kenny. And the rally continues to go here with 2 outs. That makes it first and third now. First and second now for the Red Storm of United. That'll bring up Augusta Chandler, who got a base hit her first time up. So once again, this inning started with a walk. Then they got 2 outs in a row. Then the 2-run homer by Winkler. Then back-to-back singles by Bertelsen and Kenny. That puts them at first and second. First pitch to Chandler is on its way. That's going to be a little low for a ball. The count goes to 1-0. Katie Kaywood is on deck. Chandler, the 7th batter to bat in this inning for United. Carly Huss, the junior, now looks in, gets her sign from Megan Gannier. Now the 1-0 pitch on its way, off speed, and that's going to be a little bit outside for a ball, and the count goes to 2-0. 5-0 United here in the top of the second inning. Trying to bring home that third-place trophy. As the next pitch is on its way, and that's going to be a little low, but a call strike in the outside corner. Count goes to 2-1. If you're unfamiliar where these communities are located at, United is located just south of the Quad Cities, and Serena is located north of LaSalle and west of Aurora. So the count now goes to 3-1. The pitch out of the strike zone to Chandler. 2 runs are in on the home run by Winkler, as Carly Huss has right now a deficit of 5-0 she's faced with. Now the next pitch by her to Chandler on its way. That's popped up right below us here. That may hit our truck and just missed it. Kelly would have had a souvenir over there right below us. Almost hit the van. So the count full at 3-2. He's in a dangerous spot right now with some foul balls. First and second. 2 outs. 5-0 United. Now the payoff pitch to Chandler on its way. That's pop up again behind home plate. That'll be in play, and making the catch that time was Gannier, and that retires her side for, once again, the Red Storm of United. But they come up with 2 more runs. 2 runs and a total of 3 hits. The big hit, the 2-run homer, once again by Winkler. There are no errors and 2 left on base. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. It is United 5, Serena nothing, as you're watching IHSA TV from East Peoria. Again, you're watching IHSA TV. Third place game from the Class 2A State Softball Tournament. Jeff Leon along with you here. As again, we're going to the bottom of the second inning, and Serena needs some runners on base. They trail at 5-0 right now to Alexis United, or also known as just United for the Red Storm fans and area schools around United. Leading off will be Colleen Murphy, a junior second baseman here for Serena. She'll be followed by Abby Maurer, the designated player, and then junior third baseman Jazzy Castelli. Now the first pitch is fouled off. Back to the screen on a play. Count 0-1 on Murphy. First time Murphy has batted here, and again a 5-0 advantage right now for this United club. Murphy comes in hitting .378 with no home runs but 6 RBI to her credit. Next pitch on its way by Bertelsen, and fouled off down the right field line as it got by on a ground ball past first base. Count goes even at, the count goes now 0-2, I should say. Again, the championship game still scheduled to begin at noon here today between Cobden and Lebanon. The game is scheduled also to be back on the Mizuno field where they were playing yesterday. This is on the secondary field here because of the weather. Next pitch inside for a ball, but it's right next to the Mizuno field. So now they're going to say that ball hit, apparently, Murphy that time on an inside pitch. Kind of a delayed call that time by the plate umpire. Again, working the plate here today is Don Christ. But again, Murphy goes to first base on a hit batter, and that brings up Abby Maurer, the designated player, who's a junior. Maurer coming in hitting at .307, 1 home run, 17 RBI, and that's a strike, and the count goes 0-1. Jossie Castelli is on deck. One on, nobody out here for Serena, trying to get back in the game. They trail at 5-0 now. Bunt attempt, and it's going to be bunted foul, third base side. Count goes 0-2 now on Maurer. Playing in was Alex Fell there at third base, waiting for the bunt. So once again, the count goes to 0-2 on Maurer. Looking down with head coach Kelly Baker in her 9th year as head coach of Serena in the softball program. First time they've been here at the state tournament. Now the 0-2 pitch by Burleson on its way. Popped up behind it. That couldn't hit the roof and hits basically almost the wire and window here. That almost did some major damage. That hit our cable. Count is 0-2. Now the next pitch on its way, and that's a little low for a ball, and the count goes to 1-2. So once again, the cable connected to the screen, once again getting hit that time. Count 1-2 on Maurer. Murphy at first base, nobody out. That pitch by Bertelson on its way. Line drive in left center field, going to be caught and dropped off the glove that time of Kaywood, the left fielder, and it's going to be first and second, and nobody out. That's going to be an error that time to the left fielder in Kaywood, that is. Katie Kaywood. It went right off her glove. She was there in time. She made a running attempt and was right there, and it just bounced right off her glove. So first and second, nobody out now. Kaywood looking at her glove saying, hey, is the got an opening in my web and the glove or not here? So again, first and second, nobody out, and Jossie Castelli, the junior third baseman, steps to the batter's box. Castelli hitting at .250 on the year, 11 RBI. First pitch high for a ball. And the count goes 1-0 on deck, and number 8 hitter, Kendra Norman. So Serena's their first thread to get on the scoreboard. They trail 5-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. As you're watching again the third place game from the girls class 1A state tournament. Once again on the IHSA TV. Next pitch, a bunt attempt that time, is fouled off. And the next pitch, now delayed steal that time, and out at third base is Murphy. Murphy on kind of a delayed steal, trying to get down there to third base, and is thrown out for the first out of the inning. Now, I thought it was a foul ball, a bunt attempt, and now the runner took off that time. I thought it was delayed steal. They're going to call her. Oh, wait a minute now. They still got the runner at third base. Now we're going to get a ruling by the umpire, talking with Kelly Baker, the plate umpire. The runner is out at third. It was a bunt attempt that time and missed by Castelli, and then the runner took off to third, kind of a delayed steal by Murphy, and she was thrown out for the first out of the inning. All of a sudden, I looked up, and there she was running, going to third, so she's out at third base for the first out. Down at second is Maurer with a stolen base, and the count even at 1-1. Now the next pitch, or 1-2, I should say. Next pitch, ground ball, base hit in the right field that time by Castelli, and stopping at third base as the throw quickly comes back in the infield. As a base hit by Castelli, the first hit of the ball game by Serena that time, puts him at first and third with runners on base with one out. That'll bring up Kendra Norman, the freshman first baseman. So Castelli with a 1-2 count slaps it through the right side of the infield for a base hit to put the runners on the corners. Serena still trails at 5-0, but now we have a timeout called as Summer Foster, the catcher, goes to the dugout. I'm not sure if she needs a new mask or a new glove here. Let's see. Looks like her mask may have broken here, so that's the reason why that she goes to the dugout. Again, don't forget this afternoon, 4:30, third place game in 2A softball between Alton Marquette and Morrison, followed by the championship game at 7, Coal City and Johnston City. You can watch it all right here on the IHSA TV, along with our championship game coming up at noon. Cobden against Lebanon in 1A state action here this morning. Again, we'll be going back as scheduled right now. It has stopped raining here for quite a bit, a period here, and as we're going to be going back to the Mizuno field to once again play that championship game at noon here in Class 1A. Cobden looking for a three-peat. They've won the last 2 years. They take on Lebanon, and Lebanon beat them earlier during the regular season 4-1, so that should be a dandy of a championship game coming up starting at noon here as East Peoria we broadcast from. As you can watch all the action on the IHSA TV. Bertelson now backing it a wind-up. First pitch to Norman on its way. Low, and there goes the runner down to second. To be no play on her. Castelli just jogs into second base that time with the stolen base, and a count 1-0 on Norman with Gannier on deck. 8-9 hitters for Serena. Bertelson's backing in a windup and the pitch on its way. Going to be a call strike on the inside corner, and the count goes even at 1-1. 5-0 here in the top of the second. Third place game in Class 1A softball here in East Peoria. Now the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, and the count 1-2 now on Norman. Norman came in hitting, by the way, on the season at 148, or 184, I should say, 184 with 4 RBI to her credit. 1-2 to count for the freshman first baseman. Next pitch on its way. Got her. Swing and a miss. Went for a high fastball that time and came up empty. 2 outs in the inning. Strikeout number 4 in the ball game for Bertelson, and that'll bring up now the number 9 hitter, Megan Gannier. Gannier, junior catcher, stepping into the batter's box. Gannier hitting at 247 on the season, 11 RBI to her credit. 2 outs, runners at second and third for Serena here in the second, trailing 5-0. Next pitch, that's going to be a little bit inside for a ball, and the count goes to 1-0 on Gannier with the leadoff hitter, Katie Huss, on deck. Bertelson trying to end this rally here for Serena to get an out. Next pitch on its way, swing and a miss. And the count goes even at 1-1. Good crowd here for both of these two schools. As we said, we've got fans standing along the sidelines down the left field line and down the right field line watching this game. Now the 1-1 pitch, ground ball, the pass to third baseman, at a base hit, 1 run is in, bobbled by the left fielder. Here comes another runner trying to score. The throw not in time. Serena with 2 runs coming in as Gannier with a 2-run single as she slapped it by a diving third baseman, Alex Fell, and got it by her for a base hit. And again, Maurer scored from third, Castelli scored from second. Of course, each runner moving with 2 outs in the inning. And it's a 2-run single, and it's a 5-2 ball game as Serena back on the scoreboard here after yesterday's 2 runs they got against Lebanon. So they score here in the second to make it a 5-2 game. And the top of the order is Katie Huss, the junior shortstop, will step in. She's 0 for 1 here this morning with a strikeout victim earlier. Katie on the season hitting at .425, couple home runs and 16 RBI. Takes the first pitch, a strike, and the count goes 0-1. 5-2, United up on top here in this second inning. Bertelson now backing in a windup. The 0-1 pitch to Huss on its way. And the count goes even at 1-1. Cloudy skies in East Peoria. A threat of showers throughout the day. 1-1 to count on Huss, but we're still on schedule. This game started at 9:30. Now next pitch, a little number foul. Got a piece also of Katie Huss in the batter's box that time, and the count goes to 1-2. Again, United with a record of 30-6 coming into this one. Serena at 20-13. Now Serena fans on their feet clapping. They want some more runs here. They trail 5-2. Next pitch on its way. Line drive down the right field line. That's going to fall in for a base hit by the right fielder in Winkler. There goes a runner rounding third base and going to stay right there. Now a double as Huss is kept right there at second base. So Katie Huss with a double down the right field line. It bounced away from Winkler, but being the wet field as it is, didn't get her by her that far. Gannier had to stop at third base with a throw coming back in from the outfield. And that is the 3rd hit in the inning now for Serena. And they got second and third with 2 outs, and that brings up Carly Huss. Carly Huss comes in hitting at .444. She's got 28 RBI, and that leads the club. Carly also with a couple of home runs. So a base hit here may make it a 1-run game. First pitch on its way, swing and a miss. Huss reached on an error. Her first time up, she hit it right back to the pitcher, Bertelson, who then airmailed the throw to first base. Count 0-1. Next pitch on its way. Going to be a strikeout. Nope, going to be outside for a ball, and the count goes even at 1-1. 1-1 to count. 2 outs, 2 runs are in. Second and third here for Serena. Bertelson gets her sign. Now the next pitch on its way. There's a little pop-up and caught by the third baseman that time and fell near the coach's box, and that retires the side for Serena, but they get 2 runs back here in the inning. 2 runs on a total of 3 hits. There was 1 error and 2 left on base. So at the end of 2 innings of play, as you're listening and watching the Class 1A State Softball Tournament 3rd place game, United leading Serena 5-2 as you're watching all the action on the IHSA TV from East Peoria. Top of the third inning in our third place game, Class 1A softball. Could be United Township, United I should say, excuse me. United leading right now. Alexis United leading 5-2 over Serena. Top half of the third inning for United, it'll be Katie Kaywood, Alex Fell, Megan Patterson, tail end of the order right now. Now we've got a pinch hitter coming in now in this ball game. Batting for Kaywood, it'll be Ravel. So once again, a pinch hitter checking in the ball game for United. Michelle Ravel into the game now for Kaywood. That change made in the top half of this inning. Next pitch on its way. High pop up in the infield, calling for Castelli, the third baseman, in foul territory. Makes the catch, one away. One out in the inning. Ravel popping up that time to the third baseman, so she goes 0 for 1. Ravel, by the way, a freshman. Alex Fell steps to the batter's box now. Fell, junior left fielder, senior third baseman. Fell hit into fielder's choice her first time up. She's 0 for 1 here today. One out, nobody on. Next pitch by Huss is a swing and a miss, and a count 0-1. Megan Patterson is on deck, center fielder for United. 5-2 your score. United leading right now against Serena, top of the third. You're watching all the action on the IHSA TV. Next pitch on its way, off-speed pitch, and that's a little low for a ball. Count even at 1-1 on Fell with Patterson on deck. 5 runs on 6 hits in the ball game so far for United. 2 runs on a total of 3 hits for Serena. Carly Huss, the junior left-hander, working her third inning here for Serena. Next pitch on its way, off-speed a little high for a ball. Count goes to 2-1. As I mentioned before, the Serena team awful young. They got them all back, including Carly Huss, the junior, along with her sister, who plays at shortstop. One a left-hander, the other a right-hander. Now the 2-1 pitch to Fell on its way. Ground ball up the middle. That's going to be through for a base hit. That'll be the 7th hit of the ball game for United here this morning. That'll bring up now Megan Patterson, the center fielder, who walked her first time up. 5-2 United up on top. Top of the order, and Gina Long will follow here. And we also have I believe a pinch runner. Coming in will be Allison Keeney. So Fell goes to the bench as a courtesy runner once again comes in. Allison Keeney, a freshman. So both these head coaches trying to get as many kids they can into the game here for this third place contest in Class 1A. First pitch, a strike that time to the center fielder in Patterson. The count goes to 0-1. So Keeney down at first base with 1 out in the inning. Here in the top of the third, United leading 5-2 on Serena. Now the next pitch by the left-hander, bunted in the air, going to be caught by the pitcher Huss. The runner gets back at first base. So Patterson is retired, second out in the inning as the ball was bunted right back in the midair that time. And Huss made the catch right off the mound. 2 outs, and that'll leave it up now to junior second baseman Gina Long to try to keep this inning going here for United. She has popped up twice to the second baseman. She's 0 for 2. 2 outs, runner at first base and Kenny. Next pitch on its way, a little low, but a call strike that time, and the count goes 0-1. Caught the knees, as they say. 0-1 count on Long. At first base is Alyssa Kenny, designated runner, courtesy runner. Now the next pitch on its way, a little low for a ball. Count goes even at 1-1 now on Long with Summer Foster, number 2 hitter, on deck. We're in the top of the third, 5-2. Alexis United leading Serena in this third place game in Class 1A softball. Now the next pitch by Huss on its way. High fly ball, deep center field. That ball's going to go over the head of the center fielder Patterson. Here comes a runner around third. They're going to wave her home. Here's the throw at the plate. It's not going to be in time. The runner makes a quick turn around third, dives back. Now the ball goes down the left field line, and now she's going to be able to score, and that's going to be, again, Long. It's going to be a triple and then an error on the catcher that time and a bad throw, and 2 runs come in. 7-2 your score. So once again, a triple that time by Long, and then a bad throw by the catcher that time in Gannier as the ball went off to third baseman's glove, and Costelli down the left field line, and that enabled again Long to pick herself up and come on in. So she knocks in Kenny, who scored all the way from first base on the triple as that ball was hit high and long over the head of center fielder Calissa Peterson. And again, now it's a 7-2 ball game with 2 runs coming in here in the top of the third for United. That'll bring up Summer Foster, who has walked and grounded out. She's 0 for 1 here this morning. First pitch by Huss on its way. A little high for a ball. The count goes to 1-0. Caitlin Winkler is on deck. For Serena, their first error in the ball game with the throw getting away down that left field line. I'm not sure they really would have had Long either. It would have been a close play at third. Next pitch on its way, inside for a ball. She made the wide turn, thinking that maybe she could come in after the ball came in from the outfield, trying to get the runner in front of her and Kenny out at home plate, but that wasn't the case. Count 2-0 on Foster. Nobody on for the left-hander. 2 runs are in. Now the next pitch on its way. High pop up behind home plate right below us here, and just missed by one of our local fans watching this game, and the count goes to 2-1. United has once again scored in every inning. 3 runs here in the first, 2 in the second, now 3 runs in the top half of this third inning. So the count 2-1 now on Foster with Caitlin Winkler on deck. 7-2 your score. As United leading Serena here in this third place game in Class 1A girls softball. Next pitch is low for a ball, and the count goes to 3-1. We're broadcasting once again next to the main field because of the weather conditions here. Wanted to keep that field as dry as they can. They have a tarp on Mizuno Field right now. That's where the championship game is scheduled at noon between Cobden and Lebanon, and then the other games in 2A still scheduled for that field too. Huss back into the windup. Now the 3-1 pitch on its way. That's ball 4, and it gets by the catcher Gannier that time, and rounding first base and staying there is Foster with that walk. So 2 outs in the inning, and Caitlin Winkler, who has homered, had a 2-run homer last time up and doubled, so she's 2 for 2 already here today. So Winkler steps to the batter's box. Caitlin with her 3rd home run of the season, last time up, giving her now 38 RBI on the season. So runner at first base and Foster, 2 outs, 2 runs are in. Next pitch on its way. There goes a runner down to second. She had a tremendous jump and safe at second base that time as Foster. Either she's real fast or she got a great jump, and I think a combination of both. The count goes to 1-0 on Winkler. So stolen base for Foster. Timeout is called as they clear the dirt off second base on that slide that time. The umbrellas have returned for the folks here, so it must be kind of a light drizzle, and it is. Raining again here in East Peoria. Huss now back into the windup. Now the 1-0 pitch on its way. A little high for a ball. Count goes to 2-0. Just looking out the window now, you can see it is starting to rain again. It's kind of a muggy day also in East Peoria. Not a real cold day, fortunately. But I think those showers are going to be kind of light off and on the rest of this day. Now Huss back into the windup and the pitch on its way. High pop up in the infield. Huss calling for it and making a catch along the first base line is Carly Huss to retire the side for United. But then they come up with 2 more runs though in the inning. 2 runs on a total of 2 hits. The big hit, a RBI triple by Gina Long. There was 1 error in the inning and 1 left on base. So we go to the bottom of the third inning, and still a 5-run advantage again now for United. They lead at 7-2 over Serena as you're watching the Class 1A third place softball tournament action for East Peoria right here on the IHSA TV. And again, we go to the third inning of our third place game in Class 1A state softball action. United leading Serena 7-2. For Serena to be Calissa Peterson, followed by Bernadine Leanna, that is. And then the next pitch is a ball, and the next batter after that would be Colleen Murphy. Count goes to 1-0 on Peterson. Peterson, Leanna, then Murphy. Next pitch fouled back to the screen out of play, and the count even at 1-1. When we get a couple more innings in after this, it'll be an official game. They need 5 innings to make it an official game here in East Peoria. The light rain continues. The umbrellas are out for the fans watching this third place game. United leading Serena by the score of 7-2. 1-1 count on Peterson. She's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Next pitch on its way. A little outside for a ball, and the count goes to 2-1. Again, the championship game still scheduled at noon here today in 1A with Cobden and Lebanon. So the folks listening in those areas, again, will be able to see that game right here on the IHSA TV. Count now goes to 3-1 on Peterson. And the afternoon and evening session in 2A still scheduled at 4:30 and at 7. Now the 3-1 pitch on its way, fouled off, out of play right side. If there's any changes, you can check the IHSA website at IHSA.org. But as of right now, everything is still scheduled and still scheduled on the same field here in East Peoria. But things change, of course, when the weather changes. 3-1 count on Peterson. Next pitch on its way. A little pop-up in the infield. Going to be a tough play, but making the catch that time. Kind of the Willie Mays style. As the basket catch made by Rachel Kenny, the shortstop. 1 out in the inning. She had to kind of reach out underhand that time and make the catch behind the pitcher's rubber that time. And 1 out in the inning. That brings up junior right fielder Bernadine Leanna. Left-handed hitter stepping into the batter's box for Serena. 1 out, nobody on. First pitch on its way. A little pop-up left side out of play. Leanna on the season comes in hitting at .429. No home runs, but also 6 RBI to her credit. So the count goes to 0-1 on Leanna with Colleen Murphy on deck. 1 out, nobody on here for Serena. Bottom of the 3rd inning. And a 7-2 your score. As the rain coming down a little bit harder now here in East Peoria. Next pitch on its way, a little low for a ball. They got the ground crew ready to go. They put some dry mix on the field already here, and they may have to do a little bit more as the rain continues to fall in Peoria. East Peoria also, where we're at. Now the count 1-1. Next pitch low for a ball. Count goes to 2-1. Unfortunately, we can't play this tournament tomorrow. It's going to be sunny in East Peoria, they say. They want to get these games in today, obviously. Now the next pitch on its way, low. I mean, if they were unable to play on any of the fields, they were talking about maybe coming back on Monday, but they didn't want to do that either with, of course, the distance these schools have to travel. Count 3-1 on Leanna. And the next pitch, ground ball deep short. By the shortstop, Kenny tried to backhand it that time and couldn't get the glove down in time. That'll be a base hit. Leanna was slapping a base hit by the shortstop in Kenny, and she's at first base with 1 out. It would come down to, they were talking about if they could not have played these games today, which right now we're getting this 3rd place game in, but the rain coming down a little bit heavier, is that they would give out 3rd places to each of these 2 teams, and then they had to have a coin flip to determine your title. But some way they would have to try to get that game in. So Colleen Murphy, the junior second baseman, steps to the batter's box. 1 out, 1 out. Now the pitch is fouled off to the right side and out of play, and a nice catch by one of those local fans down there. It looks like wearing a red shirt, so we would expect he is from United. Count 0-1 on Murphy. And again, this is the hardest the rain has fallen here since this game started. It is cloudy skies throughout the East Peoria area today. Count is 0-1 on Murphy with Abby Maurer on deck. That's one reason why they're keeping the tarp on the main field right now. Now the next pitch on its way by Bertelson, and it goes out of play to the right. The key is now you got to keep those softballs dry when they leave the area and get in the grass, or when the ball's hit in the grass here in the main field. You just have to keep them dry as best you can. 0-2 count on Murphy. Runner at first base, Leanna. 1 out in the inning for Serena. They trail at 7-2 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Next pitch by Bertelson on its way. Outside, there's a quick throw to first base. Sneaking in was a second baseman Long in a pickoff attempt. But again, Leanna got back in time. So the count 1-2 now on Murphy. Again, your 3rd place game here in Class 1A softball. United and Serena. Next pitch, ground ball right in front of home plate. Could be a tough play. Bertelson now throws to first base in time, 2 away. So Bertelson got off the rubber very quickly that time. And Katie threw to first base. 2nd out in the inning. Going to second base on the play was Leanna. And that'll leave it up now to Abby Maurer, the junior designated player. As she reached on an error her first time up, she had a line drive to left field, one right off the webbing of Ravel, who was charged with an error on the play. They've committed 2 errors so far today. That's United. First pitch on its way. Chopper down the third base line, cut off of the short, so it's going to be a tough play. Going to have to hurry, not in time. Base hit. Infield single by Maurer that time. It was hit between short and third, and quickly the shortstop Kenny came in, but Maurer once again beat it out on that infield hit. That makes runners now at first and third with 2 outs, and that'll bring up Jossie Castelli. Jossie Castelli, a junior third baseman, singled her first time up. So the first pitch by, once again, Bertelsen is right in there for a strike. And the count goes to 0-1 with Kendra Norman on deck. Runners on the corners and 2 outs. Bertelsen back into the windup, and the next pitch on its way, and it's going to be a little high for a ball. Or is it a call strike? Yes, it's going to be a ball, and the count even at 1-1. I kind of screen behind trying to see the umpire right now, and sometimes it's tough to see if he calls a strike or not. It's going to be a little low for a ball, and the count goes to 2-1. Leanna at third and Maurer at first base for Serena. 2 outs in the inning. They trail it 7-2 against United. Now the 2-1 pitch on its way, and that's going to be a strike. And the count now even at 2-2 now on Castelli, the third baseman for Serena. Katie Bertelsen, the junior right-hander, looking for her 29th win of the season here for the Red Storm. Next pitch on its way, and that's going to be a call, strike 3. Caught the inside corner, and that retires the side. For Bertelsen, that is her 5th strikeout of the ball game. So Serena threatens but does not score. No runs on a total of 2 hits. There are no errors and 2 left on base. 3 innings are in the books here in this third-place game in Class 1A. Your score is United 7, Serena 2. You're watching the IHSA TV from East Peoria. Well, normally we'll be broadcasting from this particular diamond, but again, you see the tarp on right now, as that is Mizuno Field at Eastside Center, where the softball tournaments in 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A are played. But with the rain coming on, as you see it off the tarp, and it's raining probably the hardest right now since this game has started between Serena and United. We have gone to the field just to the right, the secondary field, I guess you can call it. It's called Diamond 3 of the diamonds they have here. So that's the reason why we're not on that field right now, because of the rain coming down. As you can probably see it in the background right here on the IHSA TV. First pitch a little low for a ball to Katie Bertelsen, who has singled and hit in that fielder's choice. She's 1 out of 2. But again, this game is continuing. 7-2, United up on top here in the top of the 4th inning. Next pitch by Huss on its way, fouled off, and count even at 1-1. Well, once you start, and this rain's going to be off and on, and it's not a downpour right now, but coming down hard enough, obviously. But as of right now, I have not talked to Matt Trohoff from the IHSA. Right now, that championship game is still scheduled for noon. If it changes any, as the next pitch by Bertelsen is pulled foul down the right field line, the count goes to 1-2. If it does change at any time, we'll let you know if we're still broadcasting at that time here on the IHSA TV, or again, continue to check the IHSA.org, and they'll keep you updated at the same time if that game has been delayed any. But as of right now, it is still scheduled for noon here in East Peoria for the championship in 1A between Cobden and Lebanon. But again, that could change with the weather. Next pitch by Huss on its way, and that's going to be a little low for a ball. Count goes even at 2-2 on Bertelsen. This is not an official game as of yet. They still got 2 more innings to get in. Top of the 4th, 7-2 your score. United leading Serena. Now Huss back into the windup, and a pitch on its way. Chopper foul, first base side, and the count remains 2-2. United has scored in every inning so far today. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. Serena, once again, got their only 2 runs. That came in the 2nd inning. Again, 7-2 your score here in this top of the 4th. Carly Huss now back into the windup. The 2-2 pitch on its way. Ground ball hit sharply. Knocked down by the second baseman Murphy. Now picks it up. Not a chance at getting Bertelsen safe at first base. And that's going to be an error. They're going to say charge to Murphy that time as she moved to her left and just could not come up with the play. And for Serena, that'll be their 2nd error of the ball game. So Rachel Kenny, and we do have a courtesy runner in for Bertelsen. And the bunt attempt is going to be caught by Huss that time. Now quick throw to first base, and they're going to be out, doubling up that time. As a runner is doubled up at first base, and a great catch that time by Huss for the first out. And Winkler got doubled up at first base. Caitlin Winkler got doubled up at first base for the second out. So a great catch that time by Huss, and then she threw off balance, and it was picked out of the dirt by Norman, the first baseman, and Winkler got, once again, I believe it was Ashlyn Winkler, I believe was the, that's right, Ashlyn Winkler was the, not the other Winkler, Caitlin Winkler, but Ashlyn Winkler was the designated runner and got doubled up at first base. And the first pitch is a swing and a miss to Chandler that time, so 2 outs down the inning for United. So again, Winkler getting doubled off at first base as she took off running a bit, but it was a bang-bang play. Now next pitch on its way. So once again, quickly 2 outs here for United here in the top of the 4th inning. And the count once again at, I believe it is 0-2 now on Chandler. Huss now looks in as the rain continues to fall here in East Peoria. Next pitch on its way. A little pop-up in the infield. Walker, the second baseman, calling for it and makes the catch to retire the side. And for the first time in this ball game, United goes down 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, there was an error, and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom half of the 4th inning as you're watching the 3rd place game of the Class 1A State Softball Tournament. United leading Serena 7-2. Again, watching complete action on the IHSA TV from East Peoria. Rainy conditions here in East Peoria as we move into the bottom of the 4th inning. It's coming down probably as hard as this game started at the same time, as I think the umpires right now and the IHSA officials just want to get 5 innings in as they can in this 3rd place game. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning right now. Leading off here for Serena would be Kendra Norman, and takes the first pitch, a strike, and the count goes 0-1. Norman to be followed by Ganier and then Katie Huss. Next pitch on its way, fouled off. Count goes to 0-2 now on Norman. And again, it is coming down as hard as once again we have seen, but they say on the radar it is lighting up a little bit. I don't see anywhere where it is up in the sky, but they said at the radar it said it is lighting up a little bit. Now the 0-2 pitch, got her, swing and a miss, one away. So Kendra Norman goes down swinging on 3 pitches that time, 1 out, 6 strikeout in the ball game for Katie Bertelson, and that'll bring up now Megan Ganier. Ganier, the junior catcher, singled her first time up to knock in 2 runs for Serena. Top of the order, Katie Huss will follow. First pitch on its way, and that's a call strike, and the count goes 0-1. United with a 7-2 lead here in this 3rd place game this morning against Serena. Next pitch on its way, swing and a miss, and the count 0-2. As of right now, the championship game still scheduled to begin at 1 o'clock, but we'll have to, or 12 o'clock I should say, we'll have to check with IHSA officials to see if that's still going to go. Now the 0-2 pitch on its way, a little low for a ball. Count goes to 1-2. Cobden and Lebanon will play for the championship. Still scheduled for Mizuno Field, but they may push the starting time back on that. So again, if we know about that time, as the next pitch is a swing and a miss, and that goes the second batter out in this inning. 2 outs. And that brings up Katie Huss, the junior shortstop. Again, if we're still broadcasting, we'll let you know. If not, keep on the IHSA.org website, and they'll let you know if that time has changed any or not. As of right now, we have the change. Nothing right now. Still is going to start at noon. Katie Huss steps in, 2 outs in the inning, 1-0 to count. Bertelson now back in a windup and a pitch on its way. And the count goes to 2-0. To count. Next pitch on its way, going to be a call strike that time as Huss watches it go by. Katie has struck out and double, 1 for 2 here this morning in our 3rd place game. Now Bertelson's next pitch on its way, swing and a miss. And the count goes even at 2-2. She took a little off that pitch that time, and Huss missed it. So 2-2 to count on Katie Huss. Bertelson now looks in, gets her sign from Foster. The 2-2 pitch on its way. Got her, swing and a miss. She struck out the side here in the 4th. So 1-2-3 inning, 8 strikeouts now for the right-handed junior pitcher and Katie Bertelson. In the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. At the end of 4 innings of play, United up on top. They lead Serena by the score of 7-2. You're watching IHSA TV from East Peoria. Top half of the fifth inning, the rain continues. It's let up a little bit here in East Peoria. We'll go to the top of the fifth inning in our third place game in Class 1A softball. As you're watching all the action on IHSA TV, Jeff Leone along with you. United leading 7-2 against Serena. Heads up on the schedule now. They say they've delayed the championship game. Talking to Matt Troha from the IHSA, championship game has been delayed, but they have not given me a time start on that game. The first pitch is going to be a strike to Carly Husta Jr., and the count goes, make that correction. I'll get the right team here. It'll be a strike to Michelle Ravel, and then Ravel tries to bunt it and now pops it behind home plate, and making the catch that time is the catcher is Gannier. So Ravel once again is out, and that's the first out of the inning here in the top of the fifth inning. That'll bring up Alex Fell, followed by Megan Patterson. Again, they have delayed the championship game. It will not start at noon, but once we know a time, if we're still, of course, broadcasting here with this third place game, we'll let you know. As once again, it has been delayed. Just talking to Matt Troha from the IHSA, who's once again in charge of running this tournament for the IHSA this week. It has been delayed, but no time has been set on that championship game. Again, if we are completed with our broadcast, again with this third place game, you can check the IHSA.org, and they'll keep you updated when that game would start. And again, we'll have it here, right here on IHSA TV. 1-1 count on Fell. Next pitch on its way. Call strike on the outside corner. The count goes to 1-2. Fell is 1 for 2. Singled and scored back in the third. Fielder's choice in the first. It is still raining here at East Peoria. We're in the fifth inning. If we get this inning in, it's an official game. Carly Husta Jr. back into the windup, and a pitch on its way. A little pop up, foul territory behind home plate and out of the reach that time of the catcher, and Megan Gannier. It's going to be a wet and soggy at least morning here in East Peoria, but they say the front that is hitting our area right now should be out of the area in a little while. Let's keep our fingers crossed here for that. Now the 1-2 pitch by Huss on its way, and that's a deep drive left side. That's pulled way to the left. That may get on the other field where Mizuno Field is located. It's probably over there in the right field area, Mizuno Field. As they say, that was pulled foul. She just got a little bit ahead of that one. Count now 1-2 now on Alex Fell. 1 out in the inning. Next pitch by Huss on its way off speed. There's a little pop up behind home plate, and it's going to be dropped that time. Almost caught by Gannier. She had her glove kind of turned a different way that time, trying to catch it, and it couldn't make the catch. But good hustle that time by the catcher, Megan Gannier. Count 1-2 on Fell. 1 out in the inning. As we're in the top of the fifth. United right now leading Serena 7-2 in our third place game in Class 1A softball. 1-2 count on its way. Now pop up, infield, foul ball, first base side, and caught by the first baseman, Norman, and almost overran it that time. 2 outs in the inning. So once again, 2 outs in the inning. And that'll bring up now Megan Patterson, the sophomore center fielder. Patterson has walked and popped up to the first baseman. She is 0 for 1 here today. Number 9 hitter in the batting order for Gary Eiler in his 6 years head coach of this United team. First pitch of the strike on the outside corner, to count 0-1. Top of the order, and Gina Long on deck. We're in the fifth inning of this third place game. 7-2 United leading right now against Serena. Carly Huss, next pitch by the left-hander on its way. Low for a ball. And the count goes even at 1-1. 7-2 your score. As Alexis United up on top against Serena here in the fifth inning of our 7-inning girls game, and the umbrellas still remain out as the rain continues to fall here. Not as hard as it's been, but still pretty good drizzle. Next pitch on its way, low for a ball. 2-1 to count. They put a lot of that dry mix on the field to once again get in the areas that they need to around home plate, around the bases, and the pitcher's mound. 2-1 count on Patterson. 2 outs in the inning. Next pitch on its way. Popped up in the infield. That should end it here in the fifth inning for United. It's going to be a collision and caught by I believe, the second baseman. It is. Murphy made the catch. He collided with Huss, the shortstop, and Murphy fell down and still held on to the softball that time. So in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the bottom half of the fifth inning. Your score, it is United 7 and Serena 2. You're watching all the action on IHSA TV from East Peoria. Back in East Peoria, we go to the bottom half of the fifth inning, and again 7-2 your score. United leading Serena. Again, they have delayed the championship game between Cobden and Lebanon, as that was scheduled to begin at noon, but they have delayed it. No official word yet from the IHSA when that game would start, but again, they have delayed it. Once again, scheduled to begin at noon, but again, we'll just wait and see when that game would start. And again, if we're off on our broadcast after this game is completed, again, keep your eyes on the IHSA.org, and again, they will let you know when that game is going to start, but it will not start at noon. Once again, with the title game between Lebanon and Cobden. I'm sure they're probably waiting to see when this front, who's in our area right now, maybe could get out of here. Count 0-1 on Carly Hess as she bats in the bottom of the fifth inning, 7-2. United leading Serena. Now the next pitch is a little bit outside. We're 3 outs away from an official game here in East Peoria in this third place game. Bertelsen now looks in, gets her sign from Foster. Now the 1-1 pitch on its way. Deep drive into center field. That's going to get over everybody's head, and that's going to be gone for a home run. A home run by Carly Huss in the right center field, and it's a 7-3 ball game. So Carly Huss goes deep with her third home run of the season and 29 RBI. So the first home run hit by Serena in the ball game, a solo shot by Carly Huss, helps her cause out as she does the pitching, of course, for the Huskers to make it now a score of 7-3. And that'll bring up now Kalissa Peterson, who has struck out and popped up to the shortstop. She is 0 for 2 here in the ball game. So that's the second home run that we have had in this third place game. The other coming off the bat of Caitlin Winkler, who had a 2-run homer in the second inning for United. So now it's a 7-3 game. First pitch is a swing and a miss to Peterson, and the count goes to 0-1. Bernadine Leanna is on deck. Next pitch on its way, a little bit high and outside, and the count goes even at 1-1. And the rain continues to fall here, but again, they'll get this half inning in. This will be an official game then in the third place contest. 1-1 count on Peterson. Next pitch on its way, swing and a miss. The count goes to 1-2. Katie Bertelsen. They mentioned to us after the ball game, talking to some people, like apparently she hurt her back maybe about a week or two ago, and they didn't know if that affected her yesterday or not, but she's pitching well right now. Count 1-2 on Peterson. Next pitch on its way, and that's going to be fouled off back to the screen. Count remains at 1-2. Again, still set on schedule. That may be pushed back too at the same time. Well, let's wait and see. That championship game with Cobden and Lebanon has been, again, pushed back. No time when that game will start. But as soon as we know here, either the IHSA TV as we broadcast, next pitch is fouled off, or just check the IHSA.org. But we will be broadcasting that ball game once it does start, which we assume it will start sometime today, along with the other two games in 2A between Alton, Marquette, and Morrison, and Cole City and Johnston City for the championship there. Next pitch, ground ball right back to Bertelsen, the pitcher, quick throw to first, one away. So Peterson is retired, 1 out in. That'll bring Bernadine Leanna. Leanna, the junior right fielder, has struck out in singles. She's 1 out of 2 here today. Colleen Murphy will follow, so 1 out, nobody on. A home run by Carly Huss has got Serena back to a 4-run deficit at 7-3. The next pitch to the left-hander is a ball to Leanna, and the count goes to 1-0. And rain now coming down pretty good again here at East Peoria. Umbrellas are out as the fans watch this ball game. Now the 1-0 pitch on its way. Call a strike on the outside corner. Well, the girls are wet pretty much. It's been a pretty steady rain over the last 2.5 innings here in East Peoria. Bertelsen's back in the windup in the pitch. It's a little low for a ball, and the count goes to 2-1. Either way you look at it, both of these two teams will be bringing back hardware back to their own school. 4th place or 3rd place trophy. Next pitch on its way, a little low for a ball, and the count goes to 3-1 now on Leanna. 3-1 to count for the junior right fielder for Serena. They trail at 7-3 here against United in the bottom of the 5th. Bertelsen's next pitch on its way. Line drive in the left field coming in and falling in for a base hit in front of Ravel that time, the left fielder. So Leanna gets her second hit of the ball game.
Leanna singles with 1 out.
So that'll bring up now Colleen Murphy, the junior second baseman. Colleen Murphy 0 for 1, got hit by a pitcher first time out, grounded out back in the 3rd inning. We're in the 5th. And United right now leading 7-3 over Serena. So Conley Murphy steps to the batter's box, the right-handed hitter, hitting at .378, no home runs and 6 RBI. Bertelsen now, it'll wind up in a pitch on its way, a little low for a ball. And the count goes to 1-0. Well, I feel sorry for the radio guys below us here. They don't have any protection other than the umbrellas they have carrying. Now the 1-0 pitch on its way. We're fortunate we're up in the press box area here, and the count goes to 2-0. And staying dry. Count 2-0 on Murphy. First base, Leanna. A run is in on the home run by Carly Huss. Next pitch on its way. One hopper right back to the pitcher. She'll go to first base, Burleson, and it gets the runner out. Down to second is Leanna. 2 outs in the inning. And that'll bring up now Abby Maurer, the junior designated player. Maurer has reached on an error and singled. Question is, after this half inning is done, what the umpires will do here. It's an official game, as we're in the bottom of the 5th inning, 7-3. Burleson now looks in as Maurer again hits a grounder right back, and a liner caught that time by Burleson. So a line drive caught by the pitcher Burleson, and that retires the side. But 1 run comes in for Serena on the home run by Carly Huss. 1 run on a total of 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. And again, at the end of 5 innings of play, United once again leads it here by the score of 7-2 over Serena. We'll be back as you're listening to the IHSA TV from East Peoria. Well, there was a conversation, the 3 umpires here, along with IHSA officials, if they're going to continue this ball game, and it looks like they will continue it. Well, the girls are already wet. I mean, they've been soaked for about the last 4 innings. But just a matter if the field conditions become worse, that somebody could get hurt. And I got the impression the umpires said they feel the field conditions are going to be good enough to play here in the 6th inning. They got 2 more innings to go, and it's still a continued rain here. There has been a delay in the championship game coming up in the Class 1A title game between Cobden and Lebanon. When that game will be played, we don't know at this time. There's no time has been set for that game. Once it is, if we're done with our broadcast for the 3rd place contest, once again, just check IHSA.org as the first pitch is high for a ball to Gina Long, the leadoff hitter for United. She's 1 for 3 with a triple and scored back in the 3rd inning. Again, once they know when that game's going to start, and if we're done with our broadcast here, as the next pitch is a strike on the outside corner, count even at 1-1. IHSA.org. Once again, you can see how wet it is out there as the rain continues. Has a strike. Nope, going to be a ball, and the count goes to 2-1 on Long. But again, once they know the official time, they'll have it on IHSA.org, or they'll let us know when we broadcast if we continue here with this 3rd place game. And the next pitch is fouled back to the screen. Either way you look at it, we will have it right here on the IHSA TV, the championship game in 1A and also the final 2 games in 2A, with the title game coming up tonight between Coal City and Johnston City. But things may be delayed a little bit here with the rain we've had continuing this morning in East Peoria. We're using the secondary field, by the way, the second field next to the main diamond here for this 3rd place game. Next pitch is a little low for a ball, and the count goes full now, 3-2 on Gina Long. Top of the 6th inning, 7-3. Serena right now trailing to United. United looking for that 31st win of the season for the Red Storm. Now the payoff pitch to Long by Carly Hess is fouled off, out of play, and the count remains full. Now the ball gets stuck on the screen that time. That's all they need is a softball stuck on the screen as it got caught in the webbing up there. So once again, the count is full, 3-2 on Gina Long, leadoff hitter for United, followed by Foster and Winkler here in the inning. The payoff pitch by Huss on its way. Line drive, base hit in left center field as it falls in front of Smith, the left fielder that time. So Long with her 2nd hit of the ball game. So she is at first base, and Summer Foster will be your hitter coming up to the plate. Foster has walked, grounded out, and walked again. She, once again, is 0 for 1 in the ball game. Left-handed hitter. Caitlin Winkler is on deck.
Number 16, Summer Foster.
So Foster over at first base. Top of the 6th inning. In a 7-3 game, United right now leading Serena. What we're waiting for right now, the first base umpire talking to somebody in the dugout. And we're going to get a substitution coming in here or what? All three umpires are chatting right now. The initial discussion began between Dominic Nikosha and Don Christ, and also Dennis Price now joins in. Now they're going to the manager, or not manager, but the head coach of Serena, and Kelly Baker, to tell her the situation. I did not see any courtesy runners come in. Gina Long, I believe, still over there. Now they're bringing out, I believe they're bringing out some kind of a pad so that the pitcher can clean the spikes off because of the mud. That's what the conversation was, and that's what they, once again, are going to do as they put it behind the rubber that time. And it's a piece of equipment where, once again, it looks like that the players can clean off their spikes a little bit there. So it is getting muddy out there, but it should, because it's been raining here for quite a while now. Not as hard as it's been, but it's still raining pretty good. We're in the top of the 6th inning, third place game. United in the rain, leading 7-3 against Serena. Run at first base, Long, nobody out, and Summer Foster, the catcher, steps in. Again, 0 for 1 here this morning. Couple of walks to her credit. First pitch on its way by Huss as they call strike, and the count goes 0-1. Caitlin Winkler will follow here in the top of the 6th inning. Huss now looks in, gets her side from Gunyer. Now it's going to be a bunt attempt, and bunted down the third baseline foul. That ball hardly moved after it hit the ground near home plate. It was almost like a golf ball hitting the green, just all of a sudden stopping, which is pretty much a little mud around home plate. So the count now 0-2 on Foster. Not going to get a lot of roll, as they say out there, when the ball hits in the outfield grass or even in the infield right now. It's going to slow up with this rain coming down. Count 0-2 on Foster. And the next pitch for the junior, Huss, on its way. Popped up, out of play to the right side. This is an official game, by the way. We're in the top of the 6th inning, 7-3. United leading Serena. United with 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. Serena got their 2 runs in the second inning and 1 in the bottom of the 5th. Foster now back in the batter's box. Huss looks in. Now the 0-2 pitch. A little bit inside for a ball. Count goes to 1-2 now on Foster, with Winkler on deck, and Bertelsen will follow. 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up now for United. Nobody out. Runner at first base and Long. Huss now back into the windup, and the pitch on its way. There's a line drive into right field. That's going to be caught by the right fielder that time. Coming in was Leanna, makes the nice running catch. So 1 out in the inning. That looked like it was going to go over her head, but then she reached up and made the snap with that line drive. 1 out, and that'll bring up now Caitlin Winkler. Winkler has homered, a 2-run shot, and double. She's 2 out of 3 in the ball game here this morning for United. 1 on, 1 out here at the top of the 6th inning. 7-3. United right now leading Serena. Huss back into the windup, and a pitch on its way. That's popped up right side, out of play. And the count goes to 0-1 on Winkler, with Katie Bertelsen on deck. Yeah, I believe they're trying to get some other softballs to come in for the plate umpire for this ball game, Don Christ. So the count 0-1 on Winkler, with runner at first base and Junior Long. 1 out in the inning. Next pitch by Huss on its way. Look out over her head. Goes back to the screen. And going down to second base on the wild pitch is Long. Excuse me. Count once again. Had 1-1 on Winkler. Down at second base is Long. 1 out in the inning. Now, next pitch by Huss on its way. And that's popped up out of play just to the right of us. It's part of the roof area here at the press box. And the count goes to 1-2 now. Winkler down at second is Long. 1 out in the inning. The batter that time, and Winkler trying to dry off her hands. Not much advantage right now. She's using her pant legs to dry off her hands. I'm sure they're wet too. Now the 1-2 pitch on its way. A little high for a ball, and the count goes even at 2-2. I don't think she's wearing gloves either. From back here, take that back, she does have gloves on. I'm sure her gloves are probably awful wet too. 2-2 count on Winkler. Trying to get a grip of that aluminum bat in the box. Huss into the windup and a pitch on its way. That's a high pop-up left side out of play. It's pulled, and the count remains 2-2. 7-3 your score. United once again leading here in the top of the 6th inning. As the rain continues to fall here in East Peoria, the championship game has been delayed. It will not start at noon. We have no time on that game as of this time. And now Winkler's going to take off her batting glove, saying, well, maybe I can get a better grip on it just going with the bare hand action. Obviously, her batting gloves are probably soaked right now, and she can't get a good grip of that aluminum bat, so now she's going with the old-fashioned bare hand look, as they say. Now the 2-2 pitch by Huss on its way. There's a high fly ball deep in left field, but making a catch down the line. Nope, foul ball. It wasn't caught. It was dropped by Smith that time, or couldn't get over to make the catch, and the count remains even at 2-2. Again, if we know when that championship game would be played with Cobden and Lebanon, we'll let you know. If we're still broadcasting here this third place game, the time it is called by the umpires at the same time now. What are they going to do? But again, once the time is set, it'll be on the IHSA.org. They'll let you know when that game would be played, and we'll have it right here on the IHSA TV. Umpires now with a conversation. I'm not sure what the problem was. Now they're going off the field, and they may be pulling the girls off. Let's see here. They tried to make the, and that's going to be it. So they're going to call the players in, and this may be a rain delay. Right now they're pulling the players in off the field. The rain continuing to fall here in Peoria. We'll wait and see what the official word is. It is official game right now. We've got 5 innings in, as the umpires are right now talking with each other, and it's under their hands right now what they're going to be doing here, if they're going to continue the game or not. So we're waiting to get word from the field. Apparently we're going into a rain delay instead of not a game that once again will be officially a game that's 5 innings and 7-3. So once again, apparently we're going to be just the latest we've got. Okay, so right now we're going into a rain delay. That's a rain delay here at East Peoria. Once again, it is a score of 7-3 here in the top half of the 6th inning. Where we have left off here is with a count of 2-2 on Caitlin Winkler. This once again with a runner down at second and long. There's a lot of standing water apparently now, and it is coming down harder here in East Peoria. So there's a lot of standing water on the sides of the field right now as we're playing. So right now, again, this may be it of this ball game, but we'll let you know. Or if we again come back on, again we'll let you know, or check the IHSA.org if this is going to be an official game or not. It is an official game. If they resume it, we'll have it here on the IHSA TV. So where we stand right now, we're in a rain delay with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. A runner down at second base for United. United right now leads at 7-3. If they don't play any more, United would be the third place winner and finish up with a 31-6 record. Serena would finish out the season in 4th place, finish in this state tournament with a record of 20-14. So that's where we stand right now. Once we return with action here from East Peoria, we'll let you know. And also, again, keep your eyes open on the IHSA.org to update it on the time of that championship game coming up between Lebanon and, of course, the fine team of Cobden, who's looking for their 3rd straight state title. Again, we're in a rain delay at the end of 5 innings of play. 7-3 your score. Again, you're watching all the action on the IHSA TV from East Peoria. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to East Peoria. Jeff Leone along with you. And again, due to the poor field conditions that we've had in the rain throughout the morning here in East Peoria, the 3rd place game is official and it's been completed. As you see right now, the ceremonies of the 3rd and 4th place trophies and the medallions will be handed out. It is a 5-inning game. It's an official game here in East Peoria, and the final score will read United Alexis United a winner 7-3 over Serena, and United will take home the third place trophy and medallions, and the Huskers from Serena takes home the fourth place trophy and medallions. United finishes with a record of 31-6, and kind of recapping this ball game, they scored the first 3 innings, and it didn't start really coming down hard rain until about 2.5, 3 innings into this game. But again, you hear the folks from both sides clapping for their teams. Again, finishing out the third place game. United got 3 in the first, 2 in the second, and 2 in the third inning. Serena scored their 3 runs, 2 in the second and 1 in the fifth, and that was your final score, 7-3. It took 5 innings and called because of the field conditions more than the rain, because it is kind of clearing up here a little bit in East Peoria. The latest we have in the championship game between Cobden and Lebanon, anywhere between 1 or 1:30. That's what the word we got from the IHSA. No exact time yet, but anywhere between 1 or 1:30 will be the start of that game. So it will not start, of course, in 20 minutes or at noon, the original starting time for that title game. So again, we'll have it right here on the IHSA TV from East Peoria with that championship game. Again, in this third place game, United had 7 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, and 4 left on base. Your winning pitcher, and again, she finishes an outstanding junior year. Katie Bertelsen will be back another year for her senior season, of course. 29-6 on the season she finished up at. They did have 1 home run in the ball game. Caitlin Winkler had a 2-run homer in the second inning, and then also with a couple RBIs in the ball game was Katie Kaywood had a 2-run single. For Serena, they finish up at 20-14. They had 3 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors, and 6 left on base. Carly Hust, a junior, took the loss. Now at 17-11 on the season, she finished up. A 2-run single by Megan Gunyer was the big hit for Serena in that second inning. But again, due to the field conditions, we had a lot of rain anywhere probably over the last hour and a half, 2 hours, and the field conditions were just too poor on the secondary field. We did not play on the field that we were on yesterday, Mizuno Field. That field is still covered with a tarp, so again, they hope to get that field in shape and get that championship game going. And also the time schedule is still remaining the same tonight and this afternoon in the Class 2A state softball tournament. The third place game between Alton, Marquette, and Morrison still set for 4:30, and the championship game, Coal City and Johnston City, set for 7. But the championship game in 1A between Lebanon and Cobden will be delayed. It will not be at noon. They're shooting at anywhere from 1 to 1:30. That's the latest we got from the IHSA, but as soon as we finish our broadcast here on the IHSA TV, keep your eyes on the IHSA.org. You can check on the website and it'll let you know when that championship game to be exactly when it starts. And again, we'll broadcast it here again from East Peoria. So once again, congratulations as they hand out the medallions and the trophies. The medallions right now given to the Serena players, finishing in 4th place, and then the medallions for the 4th place team for them, 3rd place for, again, United, and then the state championship trophies for 3rd and 4th place going to those schools. Congratulations for both of these two. First time Serena has brought home a state trophy in any sport, and including, of course, in softball. On the other side for Alexis United, this is their second, make that the 3rd state appearance. The last 2 years, of course, they took 2nd, and then this year is 3rd. So what a great accomplishment for the softball program, for them getting just to the state tournament. But 3 years in a row, they take on hardware. This year, it's a 3rd place trophy in Class 1A. So again, the final score took 5 innings, then a call because of the field conditions here in East Peoria at Eastside Center. But again, it was United a winner over Serena by the final score of 7-3. Again, moments away, maybe about an hour, hour and a half, we should be back with the championship game in Class 1A. That's what we're looking at right now, anywhere between 1 and 1:30 with the title game between Lebanon and Cobden for the Class 1A championship. Cobden looking for their 3rd straight title. So until then, again, I'm Jeff Leone. Congratulations, Alexis United taking the 3rd place trophy home, 7-3 over Serena. Again, you're watching complete coverage of the girls Class 1A state softball tournament on the IHSA TV from East Peoria.